Welcome back, everybody. So, everybody always tells you all the cool stuff about being a real estate investor and wholesaler and making all kinds of money and everything, and that's true. You know, those things are true. Those things do happen. But something that people don't really talk about all the time is when you're trying to wholesale not necessarily distressed properties. The fourplex, for example, that I found in Kelso, Washington, was not a value add opportunity. It was more of a find the right buyer who wants to park some money here kind of opportunity. People like fourplexes, right? I talk about them all the time. They're great. And the rents were a little bit below market. So there was a little bit of value add in rent increases, and that's fine. Washington doesn't have any state mandated rent caps, so there's some ability to do that there. But what do you do when the appraisal doesn't come back favorable? So this is not a hard money loan, and to be completely honest with you guys, even hard money loans, they have appraisers, right? So any type of loan, whether it's a conventional, whether it's hard money, anything other than your own actual cash or line of credit, right? Like my HELOC, my home equity line of credit, I was able to use that for a down payment, and we didn't need a second appraisal for that. But anytime you're using someone else's money, anytime you're taking a loan, they're going to want an appraisal. And this one did not come back favorable. We are about $55K off the mark. So we're going to have a really tough conversation with buyers and sellers tomorrow and see if we can put this deal together. That's a part of being an investor, being a wholesaler, right? You got to try to keep deals together. But just to be completely transparent and honest with you guys, I believe we've pushed the sellers and the buyers as far as they'll go. So this was the last hurdle, and I 98% certain that this deal is not going anywhere, that this is a dead deal. The sellers are very, very adamant in their price, which is unfortunately wrong according to this appraiser. And I'll be honest, right? Like I was being a little optimistic, hoping that this thing would appraise for where we needed it to. I feel like I'm also being realistic, though. There is a 4-unit on market in Kelso, Washington right now for $700,000. So it is not sold, unfortunately, because that would have really helped the comps a lot. There it is. There's people out there, who think their property, their 4-unit building is worth $700,000. We have this one around like $650, $655. So there's still a discount. But unfortunately, because that one hasn't sold and this one may not sell, there's not enough comps to support this price, and the appraisal is probably going to kill this deal. And it's not that the buyers don't want to buy it, right? We've already agreed to that price, and the sellers are fine with it. It's the bank. It's the bank's appraiser that is not going to let the bank loan the amount of money on the property, and that means the buyers and sellers are going to have to renegotiate, and I just don't think that we're going to be able to hold that together. So that was a lot of work, a lot of effort. I feel bad for the buyers, right? Because they did an inspection, they paid for the appraisal. I mean, they're out probably like $3,000 trying to pick this up off market, and it's probably not going to happen. And the sellers, they have a property in Arizona they're trying to 1031 this money into, and they're in their due diligence phase right now, and they're going to have to cancel that because they're not going to get this money unless they are willing to renegotiate their price, which I don't know. I don't know. That's the only saving grace, is that this is a 1031 exchange property that they're trying to put this money into. So if they really want the subject property, right, they're already in their due diligence. If they really want that property, this is their chance, right? This is their chance. If they just take a little, a little bump on the sales price, we can close both of these deals. If they do not want to play ball, then we're going to have to cancel this transaction, and they're not going to be able to buy that property they're wanting to buy with the 1031 exchange, which means nobody gets any money, buyers lost money, we all wasted a bunch of time, and the sellers are going to continue to keep that property, which sucks because the whole reason for them wanting to sell in the first place was they want to move to Arizona. So, so we'll see how bad they want to move to Arizona, but this is their last property. They just sold, they had two properties, and they just sold the last one, or the first one, I guess. It's like a commercial property. They just sold that to the city of Kelso, Washington. So this is the last property. This is the only thing that's keeping them in the city, is this one property. So I hope that they make the decision to negotiate and play ball and realize that their valuation was incorrect according to this appraiser, and I hope that they're willing to take a little bit of a well, it's not even a discount, right? It's what the property actually appraised for. I hope they're willing to be reasonable and understand that, because if not, they're going to have one fourplex in Kelso, Washington, and they're going to be stuck here managing it because they're self-management, mom and pop type people who I normally buy fourplexes from, and they're not going to be able to go to Arizona. So we'll see. I will do an update, but just wanted to let you know, sometimes when you're doing deals, they don't actually go through, and it's not the buyers, and it's not the sellers, and it's not me, and it's not the agent that the buyers have. It is sometimes it's the bank. Okay, peace.